Welcome to Your Food Looks Funny. I am Marcus T, and today we have a special guest. We're going to talk with chicken and waffles.
I'm not eating that.
I'm not eating that. All right, so like I said, we got a special guest today. One of my boys, one of my close cousins. As you can see, the theme has been family all year. But my cousin Derrick is here. We got a funny origin to this story. But I figured some people might kind of relate to this whole scenario that we're going to start off with. So Derrick, say what's up to the people.
What up, people?
All right, so normally I save these questions for the end for all guests, but this is kind of where we're going with this topic. The first thing I'm going to ask you is, what food do you not eat that most people do?
That I don't eat, probably salad.
Okay. Has it always been that way?
Yep, it's always been salad. It never appealed to me.
Is it based off of any specific ingredient in a salad or just salad in general?
Probably the dressing more than anything, and I don't eat a whole lot of vegetables. I guess that would be the baseline. I don't eat a whole lot of vegetables. My taste is growing as I get older.
I've talked on several episodes about my relationship with eggs, but I don't think I've talked about my relationship with salad, and it was pretty much the same. I think I faked a couple of stomach aches when my dad tried to get me to eat a salad, and I was really committed to the acting role of making sure that he knew that I wasn't eating it. I didn't want it, but I've grown out of that. So I like salad now. Am I going to pick it as one of my sides or something? No, not at all. If you had me over to the house, and I wouldn't ask you, are we having salad? Mm-hmm. It's not going to be one of my things. So I completely agree with you there. I'm on the brink. And maybe like 10 years from now, I'll be like, oh, y'all ain't got no salad. But right now, I'm just like, it's okay. I don't need the grains. We come from carb country.
Big facts.
Yeah. Something else I know you don't eat, but wasn't the answer to your question, was chicken and waffles. And I spent 8 years in Atlanta, so this is almost religious to eat this at some point. And then when I started dating Tamara, well before we got married, I found out she didn't eat chicken and waffles. And of course, we're from a big family, so if somebody don't like what you like, that's okay, because now it's more of it left.
Right.
But she didn't eat it, and what is your reasoning why you don't eat it?
Breakfast and dinner don't digest well with me. So my body was confused by the time I was done eating it, and that didn't go over well.
I was just having this conversation with JJ, and he said, well, when I told him, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be talking with Derrick here in a second, and he was like, he don't eat chicken and waffles, and he just started, he just bust out laughing.
He's the culprit.
Right. Yeah, I was like, it had to be your fault. That it sounds like it was you.
All day.
You ruined a food combination for a family member.
He almost ruined my marriage.
That's terrible. Terrible.
Yeah.
But I think Tamara's the same way, though. She doesn't eat it simply because she doesn't believe anything dinner and breakfast should go together.
Yeah, the taste really threw me off. I was confused with, my mouth was confused with, the syrup, and then also with, the chicken and the breading. So I was, it's good, but I have that experience already. I don't need to experience it anymore.
Right. So you only had it the one time?
Yep.
Okay, so you had it the one time, and it was chicken, waffles, and syrup. No hot sauce, no nothing else like that?
No hot sauce, just chicken, waffles, and syrup.
Okay. That seems like that's been the big trend over the past few years is you make like a spicy honey, or you put like syrup and the hot sauce on it to give it like the kick. Mm-hmm. Are you with spicy stuff?
I'm growing to like spicy stuff.
Okay. For some reason, I have like these runs of binging on spicy stuff all the time, and then like I'll hate it for like 3 months. I don't know what it is, but it's like a phase that I go through like every year.
I did spicy as a freshman. It was okay. It really wasn't my thing. But the older I get, the more I like spicy. I like the kick. I like the heat better than, just sometimes I just want to feel it when I eat.
Right. It makes your taste buds feel alive.
Yeah, that part.
Right. but you don't want it to where your lips turn white and then you gotta go blow your nose right after you get done eating wings or something.
Oh, sir, I don't want to be Ashy Larry while I'm eating.
All right, so what's the last new food you tried?
That's a real good question. Maybe asparagus. She cooked some asparagus a couple years ago.
You said a couple of years ago.
Yeah, a couple years ago. I can't think of anything current off the top. But asparagus was way out on a limb for me, and I brought that in, so that was cool. She made it real well.
Gotcha. Are you big on vegetables?
I'm more into vegetables now, like broccoli, cauliflower, some carrots, but not really.
Oh, okay. I know you said you weren't big on carrots when we just talked yesterday.
Yeah, not really.
So I don't know if you heard the episode with your cousin Nikki, but we both know she's a nurse.
Yes.
And she does not like vegetables at all.
We are one and the same.
I was like, I don't understand. I was like, it's just because of the stereotype of the profession. Like I expect you to be eating healthier options, and she'll eat them. But this is the same person that came up with the health challenge for our family to be like, okay, well, no pork, no none of this, and you the one that somebody got to tie you down to eat vegetables.
She's selling snow to the Eskimos.
Yeah. But I got the gist of it. Davina had to give me the backstory. So Davina said that Aunt Doris didn't cook a lot of vegetables when they were kids. So that's why they never really grew up eating them. Because Davina said the last new thing she tried, I think, was Brussels sprouts.
I eat Brussels sprouts. All right.
Yeah, it's one of those things like you see it in movies, and we are so influenced by TV as kids. Yeah. And it was like Brussels sprouts were the epitome of gross.
Right.
And I just didn't want it.
I think they had a commercial that was like, real kids don't eat broccoli, right? Wasn't that commercial back in the 90s?
You might be right.
Like, you're not a real kid if you eat broccoli. You're an alien. Therefore, I was out.
Wow. And then they had daggone singing California raisins out here. And I just talked about that on the episode that came out today. I was like, I hate raisins with a passion.
That was the trick of all tricks. I had a lady used to watch me when I was a kid. She gave me a pack of raisins every day, and every day I was excited. And I was like, I forgot that I didn't like these. They're not grapes. They're not candy. What is? You got me again.
Right. Out here getting brainwashed with dried fruit.
Right. Save it.
Why would you disrespect a grape like this?
And even raisins on chocolate chip cookies. Not chocolate chip cookies, but they look like chocolate chip cookies sometimes.
Exactly.
I've been duped before, so I always double check. I ask questions now. Not a problem.
Yeah, you gotta put the microscope on them nowadays. What is this?
Yeah.
Is this oatmeal in here? Oh, you ain't fooling me this time.
Nope. Been down that road before.
Yeah, you get that nice chewy texture in your mouth. You start spitting at the next closest person to you. What is this?
It's the wrong kind of sweet.
It don't taste chocolatey at all. Spike it on their foot.
What is this? Got me again.
Man. So let me ask you this. What's your favorite food?
I'm pretty American as far as the food goes, which is, pizza, cheeseburgers and stuff. But pizza probably my most heaviest influence.
It's funny.
Pizza House West, Dead Max.
Straight up. It's funny enough that I'm over 30 episodes in, and I still have yet to get to a pizza episode.
You have a lot of variety.
Yeah,
that's what that means.
I've been working on it behind the scenes forever, and I just don't know the concept of what I want to go to because there's so many avenues. And growing up in Sandusky, like you said, Pizza House West, we had something on every corner of this tiny town. We were packed with pizza.
Yep.
And now that I've lived not abroad, but in other places,
right,
realizing that it's so hard to find pizza when it was just like, oh, we got 3 different places within walking range if I want it, and now I gotta deal with chains. It
was so confusing when you actually said that, and then I realized I experienced that at BG when I was up there for a few years. Like, oh yeah, we can just get pizza whenever, and then you don't realize it's not all good pizza. Apparently, we were spoiled. We are spoiled. I'm spoiled rotten in Sandusky.
Right.
They don't have to be bad pizza spots, and the ones that are bad don't laugh. So that's not much we have to worry about.
Yeah. Yeah, you get ran out of town real quick if your pizza ain't up to par.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't hit me until a couple years ago. We went home for something, and Nubian was in the house. And, if Nubians speak up about something, that means it's real.
Right.
So I think we ordered Pizza House West, and he took a bite of it, and he just got to rambling. He was like, "Yeah, see, this the pizza I'm talking about right here. This Sandusky got the pizza. Ain't nobody come close to this pizza. They just got different ingredients." I was like, "Dude, this a commercial?"
You start diagnosing, and analyzing.
I had to look down at my slice. Like, did he just sell it to me all over again?
There's a pizza in Cleveland that's my new favorite. It's called Romeo's.
Okay.
And it's kind of like a mix of the old 90s Pizza Hut and like Sandusky. So it's thick and the ingredients don't taste fraudulent and frozen. Yeah, it's every time I go to Gary's, I get Romeo's. I make that's a special order. That's a must have.
Is it like a one-off or is it a chain?
It is a chain, I do believe.
Okay.
I haven't seen them anywhere but Cleveland area, so I mean it could just be something like they got there. But yeah, Romeo's is my new number one.
I have to check it out. I wanted to go there this year for the draft, but the way this pandemic is set up.
Yeah, about that.
Not happening.
I'm not even sure it's the pandemic, right? It's more like the people.
Yeah, you might be right there too. I encountered one Brown fan the wrong way, and I'm just gonna be done. It's gonna be time to leave.
Well, you in Ohio on their draft day, I don't recommend that.
Yeah, they would mess up their own draft pick knowing them. At home. Fumble. Okay, you said favorite food is pizza. Let me talk about pizza for a second here. So I talked to Gordy during the Super Bowl menu episode about making foldovers, and I had to have him break down what a foldover was, because if you ain't really from Sandusky, you don't really know what it is. And to most people, if you describe it, if you show it to them, if they taste it, they're not gonna treat it the way you want them to. They're gonna disrespect it, and I don't appreciate this sometimes, but I still love them nonetheless. But I never get a taste for a foldover until I reach inside the Sandusky city limits. And then I'm like, oh, let me get a barbecue chicken foldover. I could use one now.
Crystal is actually the biggest foldover person I know. I think she might have Gordy beat. She gets a taste for a foldover if we talk on the phone for 15 minutes. Like, oh, you know what? Listen, Sandusky, give me a foldover. I'm here every day. I'm not sure it works like that.
Right. I mean, Lamar's big, but not that big. But when it comes to Lee's, he's the biggest. So Lee's chicken, I'm sure I've talked about this on an episode. Lee's chicken is a chain, but there's only 15, 20 of them maybe.
Yes.
They're mostly in Ohio, Kentucky, Michigan area. There's one over here in Richmond, but I feel like they own their own. Like somebody else owns that one and just went rogue.
Somebody got the experience. That's what that was.
They don't have none of the stuff that Lamar likes. So they don't have red beans, which he likes. They don't have spicy anymore, which he likes. They They coleslaw don't taste the same as Sandusky. I don't know who back there chopping it or mixing it or making the dressing.
Yeah.
It ain't right.
They're doing it wrong.
Right. And I almost want to hop behind the counter like, nah, take it like this.
like my dad and our uncles and grandpa did. Give it here.
Right.
They show you one time how to do it.
Right. But I did discover sauce down there. So when I left Sandusky, I don't think they really had the sauces like that yet. But once I got away, y'all would tell me about the sauces, and then I go down to Richmond, and they got them laid out on the counter, so you can just grab them as you please. Oh, man.
That's special. We don't have that option here, but they will give on demand.
Never give a brother that kind of option. Just pans of sauce everywhere. I was like, y'all lucky I'm not greedy. But give me two of each.
We know one person who can't handle himself around that kind of stuff.
Talking about Nate. I was about to say, I know who you're talking about. Speaking of Nate, since I can't seem to get into contact with him and you are another person that was witness to this, let me go ahead and just tell the story. So we've shifted over from chicken and waffles, an American Southern tradition that moved north. After I did some research, I found out that it was more northern than southern. It was just using a southern fried chicken. But another American and pretty much worldwide staple is the sandwich. Now, back in the day, there were these popular places to get your sandwich made. Subway, obviously you know of, and also Quiznos. They're not really what they used to be, but at the height of their popularity, they were pretty good. So me and my two cousins, Derrick involved in this, who's here as a proving witness. We're also there with our other cousin, Nathaniel. He decided that once we bought our sandwiches from Quiznos, we ordered the sandwiches. I think we got out of place in line The person rang him up. I thought the person was smart enough to see that we didn't look alike. We're family, but we don't look that much alike. So his sandwich got switched up with my sandwich. He ordered it an Italian 5-meat stack, and that's exactly what you think it is. Cold cut salami, cold meat. I didn't want it. I ordered a nice hot chicken carbonara sandwich. Okay. Do these sound alike? Nah, not at all.
Nope.
Again, somehow he ended up with my sandwich. So we're on the car ride home, and he decides he's super hungry. So he's going to open his sandwich in the car. Mind you, we in Sandusky, Ohio. It's a very small town. It don't take us long to get back to the house. He decides he's going to open his sandwich. He proceeds to take a bite, and he exclaims how good it actually is. Man, this sandwich is good. Ain't nobody ever reacted like that to no cold cuts. Ever. So I was like, this can't be right. So I recalled that we switched places in line. I go to open my sandwich. It's the cold cuts, which means this guy is eating my sandwich and doesn't realize it. Cold cuts versus hot chicken, people. It's not the same.
Baffling.
He had already eaten half my sandwich by the time I discovered it. He offered to let me have his sandwich. I didn't want it. I wanted to throw it out the window. That's what I wanted to do.
You should have done that.
I wish I would have. I think I took a bite out of it just out of spite, but it wasn't even worth it.
Because he didn't care. I'll be honest with you. He didn't care what you did with that sandwich after that.
Right. Some of the worst taste buds I've ever encountered in my life. And I'll save the other story about taco sub night. You ever heard about taco sub night?
I have not.
Okay. So we'll have to save that one for later when I'm going to track him down and make sure that he gets on that episode. And then I'll let you hear the story of taco sub night. Another night where I was disrespected over some food because of him.
How about that? A commonality.
Terrible. Terrible. All right. A couple other things I want to ask you. Have you cooked anything recently?
I have not. It's been about a year, but I probably, you know what? I cooked some chicken from Kroger's. It was the pre-made chicken, but I put it in the oven. Warm it up for the girls because Jesse was working late at one point. So I was like, Dad can do chicken. It's already made, but I can do chicken.
Okay.
It wasn't the same.
Yeah, the more you were describing, the more I was about to be like, yeah, I put it in the microwave and yeah, I pressed 2 minutes like it said.
It didn't have that kick. It looked like KFC, Lee's, any kind of good fried chicken you could see. Oh man, that looked good. Threw it in the oven, took it out. This is not what I bought.
This don't taste like the picture.
That part. Actually, I did cook spaghetti.
Okay.
And it turned out right. I'll own that one. That chicken ain't gonna do me in. The spaghetti.
Okay.
Everybody ate it. I did get that far.
You sounded really confident on that. So I'm really gonna say that you were proud of that moment.
Yes.
Okay.
All of that.
Well, walk me through the process of making it.
Oh well. I couldn't do it because I had a pretty good coach.
Okay.
She also lives here.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, she told me to boil the noodles, ground turkey and kielbasa, chopped it up, threw it all in the saucepan, and had the noodles boiling, and put it all together. Put the noodles over the sink, ran the water out of there, and after that it was all good. Mixed the sauce up with the kielbasa and the turkey, and all the flavors just melted together perfectly.
Nice. I like how you said that melted together perfectly.
Yeah.
That sounded good. That sounded real culinarian like.
Sell it when I have to.
You doing anything food wise for Valentine's Day?
I'm taking her out real good on Valentine's Day. Cooking? No, I don't believe so.
Okay. You ever thought about doing anything like that?
I have, and I'm not confident in my abilities.
I kind of want to start doing that kind of stuff, like the men and women of our family that don't do as much cooking, giving them like small tips and things to do, just small stuff, beginner stuff, just to kind of get an extra hand. And obviously it gets you brownie points. So some days I joke and say I just went to culinary school just so I could impress my future wife.
Yeah.
Because Tamara pretty much like abdicated all cooking duties. As soon as we got together, she was like, oh, yeah, he's a chef. I'm like, okay, that doesn't mean you don't have to cook. And she cooks. Actually, She used to cook a lot more. And now we had Cuban sandwiches recently. pre-made and wrapped. Like all she had to do was press the sandwich in a pan, and
What's in that?
oh, it's roasted pork, ham, pickles, Swiss cheese, Dijon mustard.
Okay.
And then you press the whole sandwich down on a griddle or a cast iron pan. Mm-hmm. So I'd already done everything but press it down in the pan. And she said, "Yeah, can you press this?" I'm on the phone at the time too. She's like, "Yeah, can you press this for me?" I was like, okay. Nah. Let me show you how to do this.
So you help educate.
Yeah, it's one of those things like I've done some of these things so many times that I know how to avoid the pitfalls of making sure the bread don't burn or making sure the inside of the sandwich is still, warm and not cold. So like that's the stuff she tries to avoid now that she's been with me and I don't mess up too much. So I'll hit on 95% of the things. So she don't want to have one of those 50-50 propositions where she burned the bread and she don't feel like eating the sandwich.
I'm not eating that.
So that's the moments that I try to help her avoid. But I'll actually show her hands on, hey, butter the top of the bread, turn it up to medium-high heat, sear the top of it, put a cast iron pan on top too to press it down. We'll check it after a couple minutes. That way she can get the knowledge and I can get a rest.
Yeah, I understand.
But yeah, just making a good grilled cheese. Some of this stuff, it sounds ridiculous now to be teaching an adult, but like takeout is real now.
Oh, super real.
So why pay the extra and spend the extra time to make it myself when I can just go buy it?
That's, one of my bigger fears is, I have 3 girls at the house, so they're pretty straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm one of those people that I don't want nothing to I want it to be done. So my 3.5 minute timer is probably actually 5.5 minutes.
Okay.
So it goes a little bit too long. It's gonna probably be burnt. Be a little bit hard, but it's gonna be done. Ain't nobody getting sick off it.
Right.
But yeah, they'll tell me, "Dad, I can't eat this."
I'm not eating that.
Sorry, that's what we got. That's what Dad did. Put a lot of ketchup on there and mustard if you need to.
Right. Sauce it up. Come on now. You know the deal.
They cook better than I do. So, if I need to coach in the kitchen, I'll coach up, make sure ain't nothing burning, and make sure everybody's in a strength in their position.
Right. You're doing a good job there. Keep it up. Amira just turned, 11 or 12?
11.
Okay. What's she cooking?
Breakfast, pancake, waffles, eggs, bacon, hash brown. She does it all.
Okay. She got a side job at Ryan's?
She could, and she'd probably be running the kitchen in there too.
Right.
But Avi's in her position now where she's learning the breakfast mold as far as doing eggs and waffles and pancakes and stuff. So Jess is making them pretty independent.
Okay, nice. Yeah, Phil was telling me about because I don't know if you know, Phil has like a full menu for the month, so they lay out the entire month ahead of time of what they're going to be having and who's going to be cooking it.
Oh.
Yeah, so Alyssa, their daughter, who's 14 now, I think, she does their breakfast night, so she's in charge of that.
Okay.
So that's always a great jumping point for kids is breakfast. You got to start the day off right, and it's pretty discouraging if you mess up something that early in the day. So you might as well go ahead and get it out the way.
Yeah.
We'll let you move up to sandwiches and steaks later, but that's good though. And they eat eggs?
They do eat eggs. Mira's fallen back from them a little bit, but she eats them if she has to.
Okay. Do you eat eggs?
I do. I don't understand.
I can't do it. I can't do
No
it.
egg.
Yeah, it's one of those things I never grew into eating. I hate them. I despise them.
Wow.
I love them as an ingredient, as a binder, as a, for all they do in baking and breading and all that stuff. But just by themselves, scrambled, sunny side up, over easy, over hard, whatever it is.
I'm not eating that.
So that's what I'm thinking as far as a hard boiled. It doesn't matter what it is. I had somebody at Aunt Evelyn's house one day, maybe like 5 or 6 years ago. She had made eggs randomly in the middle of the day, and I was super hungry. So I ate them. And I regretted it as soon as I got done. Like, I'd rather just be hungry and wait another hour and go find something I really wanted. It's not like they were nasty or anything because she made them. They were just nasty because they were eggs.
Wow. I'll be real distinct here. I only do scrambled eggs. I don't do any of the other options there.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But yeah, it don't bother me that much.
Tamara was a scrambled egg eater until she wasn't. And it just like flipped the switch. Now she does like a fried egg. So she wants it basically over hard with the yolk busted. That's it.
Lost me.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done as soon as I get ready to make them. I love making eggs. Eggs are a very good thing to make. They teach you a lot of different things, how to flip and scramble. There's so many things to be done with them. They're a great teaching tool. But once I teach, like I'm laying out all the omelets, all the scrambled eggs for everybody else to eat. I'm gonna go get a bowl of cereal.
All that work.
Yep. French toast, whatever. I'll use the eggs for French toast batter, making eggs, waffles, whatever it is. But I'm not eating straight eggs.
I'm shocked. Is it a texture issue or?
I don't know what it is. I just don't like the taste. And a lot of things that I said that about as a kid, I grew out of. I didn't like onions. I didn't like salad. Like I'll eat all of those things to a certain extent. Tomatoes is the one that's right behind eggs for me. So raw tomatoes, if it's too much of them, we're going to have a problem. Tomatoes, like a slice of tomato on a sandwich or a burger? Nah, man. Nah. It's going right in the trash, the wrapper, wherever it needs to go.
Yep.
Be by yourself.
I agree. That's part of that salad conversation. I don't do tomatoes. I don't necessarily do cherries or tomato cherries, whatever they call them things.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do it. That's not for me.
What about you do stuff like cucumbers?
I don't. No cucumbers.
I like them.
Although I should, because they're light, right? Like they're light and
Yep.
they use a lot of water and that.
Yep. Yeah, that's the only reason I can get down with them, because they don't really have a very prominent taste. They're just, they just are what they are. They're basically from the melon family, so they're similar to cantaloupe and watermelon and all that stuff. They don't really have that much of a taste.
Right.
Watermelon. While we're there, you eat watermelon?
So I'm picky about my watermelon now. I
Mm-hmm.
used to eat it a lot as a kid with my mom, but now it's like, if it's not you ever heard of the Black Diamond? That Black Diamond watermelon?
Not that I know of. No.
I think it's a Black Diamond watermelon. But anyways, it's about the size of a small basketball. It's not big as a regular watermelon.
Okay.
And it's super sweet. My in-laws get it in I believe in Port Clinton, and also Vermilion. They have them just on the way en route to whatever.
Okay.
Really sweet. That's my pick of choice there if I had to get one.
Gotcha. You ever had yellow watermelon?
I have not.
Okay, so when I was living in Georgia, somebody had them. They were growing them down like South Georgia, so it's really warm climate. Because of the sun, they get really sweet. But she was like, "Yeah, you ever had yellow meat watermelon?" I was like, "If I ever had what?" And she said this with a much stronger accent than I'm saying now.
Yeah.
But I was like, "Yellow meat? What is yellow meat? That sounds like something rancid." And she cracked the watermelon open. It was yellow. It was good. It just tastes like really sweet red. If I closed my eyes, it would just taste like a really sweet red watermelon, but it was yellow.
Okay.
So, yeah, I figured, we talked about chicken and waffles, and I somehow ended up at watermelon. Let's just go ahead and knock out all the stereotypes. You eat grits?
Let's keep it rolling.
Right.
I do not.
Okay. You
I
eat
think
it?
that's a texture thing. And
Okay.
I had when I did eat, I had them at my aunts in Detroit, and they didn't taste like nothing, so I didn't feel the point of eating anything.
Gotcha. You eat oatmeal. I'm assuming it's the same.
I do eat oatmeal.
Really?
Yeah.
One of those, huh?
Yeah, that part.
Grits oatmeal is like Lakers Celtics.
Crucial dynamics.
Every time we set up the buffet, it would always be one or the other. So either people were happy that we had oatmeal or upset that we had oatmeal. Like, why don't you guys have grits? Because we got oatmeal. Why? We need both? Y'all gotta have grits. Y'all in the South, we don't have to have grits. You can go home and cook for yourself if you want to.
Spoken like a true chef.
It is what it is. My menu can't have everything. What do you think this is? The Cheesecake Factory?
Yeah, they're gonna try it.
Jeez.
Just in case you pull that rabbit out the hat.
Yeah, right. Go back here to ground up some corn. I'll make you some grits in a second here. You go ahead and hold your breath and wait for those.
I'm pretty sure that's your uncle's. All of your uncle's favorite thing to do is ask for stuff that's not visually seen.
Oh my God. You're on the buffet. Unless the pan is empty and it's got a label on it and you just asking for more, like you said, they go ask for the stuff that don't have no business being there. Come on.
They all had that same stance with their plate in their one hand, and they're looking around to see if it may be behind them.
Right. Did I miss the crab legs somewhere? No, you didn't miss the crab legs. This is a steakhouse.
Sir, we don't serve those.
Man.
Yes.
I think I'm pretty much tapped out on the stereotypes. So we talk chicken and waffles and kind of the backstory behind that. I love chicken and waffles. That's all I really got to say about that. It's not too many versions of chicken. I mean, if you got bad chicken or soggy waffles, that's problematic. But if they right, they right. But you ain't eating them either way.
I like them separately at different times of the day, but together, they are not for me.
I understand the logic, and it's just one of those things. Like I'll agree to disagree.
Fair enough.
Anything else you got for the people?
Well, you got me there. I wasn't ready.
It's an opt-out question, just like going to work during the pandemic. You can just, I don't have anything. It's all right.
First of all, the work is not an option. We got to go. But no, I do not have anything.
All right.
And I'm not Phil, so I cannot opt out.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on. It's always great to have family, as I always say.
For sure.
Especially since we're not in the same town anymore. But, the wonders of technology.
Right. I appreciate the invite and the time. Appreciate the consideration.
All right.
Glad to see you doing your thing.
Appreciate it. All right, but that's going to wrap up this week's episode. Thank you all, guys, for listening. Check out the website, yourfoodlooksfunny.com. Donate to the show. We're trying to get Adobe Audition, make these shows even better for you. Check out the social media, YFLF Podcast on Instagram and Twitter. We'll see you guys next week. All right.